Sanjana was not very comfortable because of the brightness of the sun. And she started feeling the heat. Chaya became very angry and she said, like, now, from whichever leg you are trying to kick me, that leg will get like a disease and it will grow slowly and it will not get cured. So physical feature is very important. You can just look at somebody and you can tell, oh, how is their sun's placement in the chart. What is the nature of all this nine grahas? That is the question that comes up. So with this question, King Vikramaditya sat in the courtroom, and the first one to stand up is the Pandit of Surya, is the Panditji of who praises the sun. Now, the very attire of the Panditji is in the form of sun only. His his face is broad, is there's a shine in his face. His eyes are very prominent, and like na, speaks in a very rude voice, a little bit authority in it, and he starts to speak. Oh, mighty king, this is like na, the sun is the only uh, graha which should be like na, considered as the topmost, and it is because of the sun that we are here in on the this planet. Then Vikramaditya said, okay, we will listen to you first because definitely you are sun. So the nature. So what I'm trying to tell is the graha the Pandit is praising to. He has become. He's imbibed the nature of that graha as well. Okay. So their look, their everything has changed because of praying to that graha. So the lines I will read for the sun. Okay, so these are very important line, and these are will be used to make finer predictions as well. But you don't need to write it down. You just need to listen it carefully. Okay, the sun. The Pandit says the sun is superior among all the planets, and he becomes pleased with whosoever reveres him consistently. Among the planets, he is God incarnate in solar form. Those who regularly and devotedly remember the sun lose all their worries, disease, and poverty. For unwavering worship of the sun destroys all obstructions and fulfill all cherished desires. Now listen carefully. Sun has sparse curly hairs, an incisive mind, a prominent appearance, a majestic voice, and is not very tall. His eyes are honey colored and as bright as wine, and his bones are sturdy. He has a Pitta constitution. He is courageous and steady. His complexion is copper reddish or golden. His feet is inconspicuous. He wears red flowers and saffron colored clothes, carries a red lotus in his hand. His metal is gold or copper, and his gem, ruby. In the body, he rules the bone. Everything originates from the sun, for he is the soul of all. He is the king of the sky, the ruler of all that falls between the earth and the celestial region. Lord of the East, the sun rules both Sunday and the constellation of Leo. He is the cause of the day, the terrific, fiery, rayed one, the significator of the world bliss. He is called the shiner, the enliver, the generator, the life giver, the light maker, the day causer, and he whose rays are piercingly hot. Okay. So the Haritas, the sun's green horses, are the seven solar rays, which are the seven Vedic metrics: Gayatri, Trishtup, Anshtup, Jagati, Pankiti, Brihati, Ushnik. These are no reckoning of time without the sun, and without the time, there can be no poetic meters, no seasons, no rhythm in the world. Okay. The 12 solar devatas are the 12 Adityas, the son of Aditi, the supreme lord Brahma, the creator, who beget the Rishi Marichi, who begat the Rishi Kashyap. Kashyap had 13 wives, of whom one is Aditi, who was one of the 60 daughters of the Daksha Prajapati. The 12 Adityas are Vivaswan, Ariman, Pushan, Tavastir, Savitri, Bhaga, Dhata, Vidhata, Varuna, Mitra, Shakra, and Urukarma. So there is a story of Vivaswan. So as I told, Surya are 12 Adityas, and 12 Adityas means for each month they have given a different name to the sun because of the different in the qualities of the sun. And that is why there are 12 Adityas. And these are born from who? Rishi Kashyap, and the mother is Aditi. With those, there are 12 Adityas. So there is a famous story of Vivaswan. So who is Vivaswan? He's one of the Adityas. So it is said that one day Lord Vishwakarma wanted to wanted his daughter to get married. The name of the daughter is Sanjana. Sanjana was a very like sensitive and very shy as a lady, and she wanted but she always had this desire to marry the bright sun, Surya. Looking at the desire, Lord Vishwakarma decided to go and meet Surya Devta, and he went to Vivaswan, the one of the Adityas, and he asked his hand for the marriage of his daughter. And Vivaswan gladly accepted that offer. And then Vivaswan and Sanjana got married together. You can take rice. So Vivaswan and Sanjana got married. After their marriage, they gave birth to their firstborn son as Yamraj. So Yamraj is the firstborn. Then they gave birth to the next uh, daughter as Yami. So Yamaraj and Yami as two children, Sanjana. And there was third one who was Manu, Vivaswat Manu, his name is. So these three children were born to Lord Surya. But slowly the event started to change. The brightness of the sun started to increase day by day. The shine, the luster started to, and the heat started to increase day by day. To this, Sanjana was not very comfortable because of the brightness of the sun. And she started feeling the heat. She started feeling the heat of the sun too much. And it was unbearable to a point where she decided that she will just go sometimes and go away from the sun. So what she does it, she knows if she decides to go randomly, then his husband will always keep looking for her, and that's why she cannot like na cannot stop at any point, like hide at any point. So she decided to make a copy of herself. So she decided to go in a river, and she looked at the pond, and she looked at her image, and she pulled that image out from the pond, and she named her as Chaya because she's the image of her only. So Chaya, now she asked Chaya, and she explained her situation, and she said, Chaya, you take care of my husband and my children. I'm gonna take my vacation. Okay. So I'm gonna go and spend some time in alone and be get comfortable to this heat. Okay. So then what happened is Chaya became the became the wife. and she also gave she also started being with Surya, and she gave birth to Shani and the river Tap. So two children were born to her. But as their son got birth, she became very attached to their son and started excluding the other two children, three children, Yamraj and Yami. She started she would first feed her children first, and then feed the remaining to Yamraj and other. And sometimes she wouldn't even feed them. She would always try to ridicule them, try to make them go out of the home so that she can spend the most of the time with her children only. Yamraj was not very comfortable with this whole situation. He was like, why is mother behaving like this? Okay. So one day he observed, 2 day he observed, but one day what happened was this Yummy. She was very hungry. And as usual, Chaya was feeding Shani and Tapti first. And Yummy was crying, crying, and crying. She was very feeble also. Yummy is very thin little girl, and she was crying. So yeah, looking at that, uh, Yamraj went to her and said, "Why are you not feeding? Not feeding exactly, but why are you not treating your all children equally?" And to this, Chaya said, rudely, get lost from here. I don't want to talk to you." Yamraj was very why would you not talk to her? At least give me food. I can give it to Yami. And he tried to hold the plate from which she was serving. But Chaya, removed her hand. She shunned her off, shunned him off, and Yamraj he got very angry, and to this point, and he tried to kick Chaya. Okay, and to some extent, he also kicked her in her belly. To this, Chaya became very angry, and she said, now from whichever leg you are trying to kick me, that leg will get a disease, and it will grow slowly, and it will not get cured. Yamraj, listening to this, got very scared, and he ran to Surya, and he said, "Son, Surya, to his father, that she is not her mother." And Surya Dev says, "Why are you saying that?" And he said, "Because no mother can curse his own child like this, and she has cursed me to for my foot to fall apart slowly." And realizing this, son started thinking about it, about his all previous experience also. He was also noticing some differences. So he went to Chaya and and he very angrily and authoritatively, "Tell me who you are." Then Chaya lost it, and she was crying, and she said, "Okay, I'm not Sanjana, I'm Chaya." And Sanjana has went to into hiding. She couldn't. So then Surya Dev left to Vishwakarma, because Chaya knew ki Sanjana would have gone to father's home, like Vishwakarma's home. So Surya Dev went to Vishwakarma, and he said, "Where is Sanjana?" And Vishwakarma was totally oblivious to this whole situation. He was like, "What do you mean? She's with you?" And then he told him, explain the whole story. Then they both are searching for Sanjana. Then somebody told that Sanjana is in on the plains, and she has taken the form of a horse to live in jungle. And then Lord Surya also goes to the jungle, and he also takes the form of a horse, and then he finds Sanjana in the form of horse. And then in that form they give birth to two children who are Ashwini Kumars. And it is said that they are born through the nostrils of Sanjana. So this is not a normal birth. They are born through the nostrils of Sanjana, and that's why they named as Ashwini Kumars. This way, Sanjana, like now after this, Sanjana came back and Surya went to Vishwakarma and got his rays clipped off. 1/8 of his rays got clipped off, and with those lesser amount of intensity in the heat, he came back and stayed with Sanjana and Chaya as well as both wives, and then they lived after happily. So this is the story. Now we'll chant the mantra for the Surya and we'll offer this to the lamb. So we'll quickly go through the meaning of whole story and everything. Okay, so see, it is said like he is saffron colored clothes. So the appearance is described of Surya. So you, if you want to look somebody and want to see if the influence of sun is prominent or not on somebody, you can look at Siddharthi. He has a prominent sun. Okay, why? Because look at his hairs, his sparse, like na halke baal, sparse hairs, eh? Like na facial features, like na he has a broad head. Okay, so sparse hair, rectangular body. बॉडी में कैसे बता रहे रेक्टेंगल होगा मतलब द शोल्डर एंड द वेस्ट लाइन विल बी वेरी सेम इट वोंट बी मच डिफरेंट कि स्टर्डी बोन्स ऐसा दिखने में कमजोर नहीं दिखेगा व्यक्ति है ना दिखने में लगेगा हाँ बल है ताकत है ठीक है सो दैट्स हाउ यू विल सी अ सन प्रोमिनेंट सन पर्सन हनी कलर्ड आईज आंखों का रंग काला नहीं होगा इट विल बी लाइटली हनी कलर्ड दिस इज द अपीयरेंस दैट the he's telling okay he will have majestic voice like look at so that's his voice like if you can hear the voice he has a little like a little different like authoritative tone is there there's a gravity to it okay you might not agree to it that's okay
Yeah, but my son is Aries का son है तो
so I told you no you cannot I can just look at it you and say it like what where is your son's placement. Okay, so Aries ka sun is exalted sun how or what else you need okay so that's how so sturdy bones courageous steady and he's always the first one to go. Like, look at the Pandit that was going the first. He's the sun one. So that's why Siddharthi always goes first. I will go sir first. That's a innate nature to be the first, to go first. Okay, the sun prominent होएगा. जिसका sun कमजोर है वो सबसे लास्ट में बैठ रहा है कि सबका हो जाने दो. लेकिन we'll go with the mantras in the last. देखिए, because that's how your sun is. Your sun is prominent, you will go first. Okay.
सर उस वजह से नहीं फंस जाता हूँ. इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ रेस्पेक्ट कि कोई आगे नहीं जा रहा है तो मैं बोलता हूँ ठीक है तो somebody should speak up.
So you can think that way. I think differently. Okay, so you can think that way. You're going in for the particular reason, but it's because of your son that you always tend to initiate things, to start things. Okay. Also, like so physical feature is very important. You can just look at somebody and you can tell, oh, how is their son's placement in the chart. Okay, and how's their physical appearance. Like look at even look if you can look Siddharji's posture throughout this time, he's very sturdy, very like composed, like sitting very like other people are like going like this like that, everybody is doing their whole drama whole exercise over in the class only. Why is that? Because your sun is not that your energies are not stable. Okay, so your energies are loose, you will be like loose like this. If your energy is strong, your posture will be like sitting like this only throughout the whole class. You don't need to move a lot. So that's the difference between a strong sun and a weak sun. Okay. So definitely people like no, I'm not referring to Siddharji, but I'm referring to somebody who is having sun in the lagna or a prominent sun also. Yeah. Those native can have marital issues. Like Vivaswat had marital issues, right? So he had to like his wife leaves. So this is also very prominent feature. Somebody having very strong son, the wife might leave or wife might suffer health issues because of which she could leave the husband. Okay. And in that process, husband could have an extramarital affair also, because he, knowingly or unknowingly, like no, that is happening with Surya Devata. Even though he wouldn't have wanted, but that is happening. But it is also true that that native can have two wives. So two wives in the same direction also, but in different directions, I could say. And this thing, this कहते हैं, also this theme of returning of the wife will also be always there. If you have a strong son, even though your wife might fight or argue, and she will go away and she will like no ask like I will give you a divorce or anything, but she will come back. She will come back. When she will come back, once your ego, your thing gets toned down. Okay, your things get reduced. Like you make certain changes within either in your physicality or in your way or approach of taking the relationship anyway. Then your wife will come back. You can just deduce the simple technique from like na from the whole story. What is happening from the story of the Lord Surya. Okay, so we have covered this a lot in nakshatras, but I won't be going much details about like na doing more predictions from this. But you essentially the few points that is important is the appearance and the karaka. So he's also like na he's also the it is said that he's the lord of the in the body he rules the bone. So he's the karaka of bones. So anybody who's have afflicted son will have issues of bone marrow, bone issues, like na not very strong bones. कैल्शियम का कमी होगा, कैल्शियम का कमी होगा बॉडी के अंदर if sun goes weak. Simple story, but a lot of hints, a lot of like na things to cover. He's a light giver, generator. So in your home, anywhere where inverter battery is put, that is where your sun is getting placed. Okay, wherever you keep your generators. I remember somebody had Leo Mars in Lagan, and right his in his gate, front gate, there was a generator, because Leo is also like na, sun's this thing. So generator and everything will be seen from sun. Anything that is a power source. And obviously, like if you have strong sun, then definitely issues to your children or issues with your children can also be a possible.